you can put Casey Schmitt in the leadoff spot, Dero, left, every infield position, it does not matter. He leads the Giants in all of these categories. And you play Dero all over the field, so there's a special place in your heart for a super utility guy who says, whatever you need, I got. And that's Casey Schmitt.
And Lauren, I think this is a year to 2 years late. I've kind of been on this guy. I love the draft, right? We love diving in on the draft. He was a 2020 second rounder out of San Diego State.
Okay.
Shortstop, pitcher, third base.
Wow.
Light tower power. When you were watching him in college, you were like, ooh, and then the Giants pop him in the second round, and for whatever reason, he's moving around and he can't piece it together. They don't want to give him, consistent at bats. Tony Vitello comes out of spring training this year, is kind of going to use him. Now they can't get him out of the lineup.
No.
And now he's not coming out of the lineup.
And they need him. They need this kind of production.
So I'm pretty excited to watch this guy materialize into an everyday guy. I think he's probably in his heart of hearts would like to be at one position. But I also feel like I grew to a place where I enjoyed the heck out of bouncing around every day. I felt like that's the way I added value. And if I could jump you with his power. So let's give him some love. Let's dive in right here and give Casey Schmitt some love because he's having an awesome season so far. 13 homers, and he's doing it in a variety of different ways. The last 5 games, they got him in a leadoff spot. And here we go. We go back to San Diego State. I mean, he was launching balls. And then coming in and closing, throwing 92 to 94. Look at the total base leaders since April 25th. Julio Rodriguez, normal slow starter. He is on fire. Kyle Schwarber, Buxton, and there he is, Casey Schmitt. Like I said, the last 5 days, they've moved him to the leadoff spot. And what does he do? Let's dive in on what he does to get the party started yesterday. Day game, you're just settling into your chair. It's actually not a terrible pitch. It's just 91 miles an hour. And when it's 91, you're able to pull your hands inside. It's 1-0. But what I'm telling you is he takes the air out of the building if he pops that pitch up. The only problem is this year, Casey Schmitt, he's not popping that pitch up. When he decides to ambush, he is clipping balls. And I want people at home to understand, Oracle Park is not a place where you hit a baseball and can start walking to first base. And he is stomping on balls. Stomping on. That is Oppo, well, halfway up the foul pole in Sacramento. I know the ball carries, but this guy has got tremendous power. Just needs every day at bats, and it was going to come to fruition. It's been awesome to see. Look at his numbers, 0-0 counts.
Wow. And those were all 0-0 swings there.
Those were all 0-0 swings, Robert. 433 with 5 bombs and 1,000 OPS. Real quick, before we keep going, I want people to understand at home, when you're leading off a game, if he walks to the plate and swings at that first pitch and pops it up, now the number 2 hole hitter's walking to the plate going, God, I can't swing at the first pitch here. This guy's going to be out of the inning. You know what I'm saying? You got a decision to make in that moment. And he killed it. Okay, I want to take you through 3 of his ABs during this 13-homer start. Watch the swings and the balance he's getting off. He's on every one of those pitches, down 0-2. He spits on 3 pitches that are so close, and walks into a bomb. What a quality at bat right there, and knows it, pull side. Like I said, in Oracle Park with a marine layer hanging over your head right there. Walk you through this at bat against Luis Severino in Sacramento. 2-0, slider 2-0. So he's like, okay, he's not afraid to go to slider in a leverage count. 3-2, let me sit there. See you later. How many guys would have been sitting on that pitch? I wouldn't have been. I would have been on heater all day long. He wasn't. He's on the slider. And then Noah Schultz. Explosive stuff. 2-0 count. See ya. Big time power. Awesome to see. He's going to be their representative in the All-Star game.
Yeah, I love when you say light tower power at such a young age, because you know it's just the beginning of what he's capable of when we're seeing it.
Some guys can make the ball travel a little bit differently. Sets his back hip right here. Easy move. Run this. sets the back hip, short to it, long through it, baby. Boom. On his backside. You see right here, a lot of pull in the air. A lot of pull in the air this year. Almost 30%. When he first broke into the league, it was at 16. Hard hit rates through the roof. Bat speed's gone up almost 2 miles an hour, which is super impressive. Has he made any adjustments at the plate? Not crazy. We can get into the side-by-sides real quick. Definitely a little bit more closed up in 26 as opposed to 25. Run this. But nothing crazy. He came up even more closed up in 2023 than he is now in 2026. So you see the side angle, maybe a little wider, constant tinkering in the box, but whatever he's doing, it's working. And the biggest thing is, guys, he's getting consistent AP. He's not going to the yard every day wondering if he's in the lineup, because he adds value, and he's played 5 positions this year. Left field's a work in progress. But if they're willing to throw you out there and teach you different positions, what did my dad say when I was 10? You hit, they'll find a place for you.
Yeah, you're right.
They are going to find a place for this guy. And hats off to him for embracing the role and being willing to move around, because everyone, not in today's game, back in my day, that was kind of a knock if you weren't an everyday guy at one position. You were a utility guy. You were basically a kind of pseudo bench guy. Not the case in today's game.
But
very valued.
Being willing to go to left and learn on the fly, because you always say you are what your numbers are. So being willing to do that and kind of go through the growing pains just says a lot about him.
Yeah, Lauren, when I went through this process with the Braves, Glenn Hubbard used to tell me all the time, when in doubt, be an athlete. Bobby's not going to care what it looks like. He's going to care if it gets done. So they're not expecting you to look like Andrew Jones in the outfield. They're expecting you to catch the routine fly.
And you know, give the Giants a little bit of credit here. They dropped the first 2 games in Milwaukee to the Brewers, but then they're able to win the last 2, and they're going to try to match their season-high 3-game winning streak today, this afternoon, against the Chicago Cubs. Great stuff.
Like there's a perfect example, though. You talk about trade deadline. A, I'd be calling on Casey Schmitt. You won't get him. B, that's why the Giants should potentially move on from a Matt Chapman.
Okay.
Like if someone's willing to take Matt, because this is, you have your third baseman. He's right behind him. He's standing in left field.